My dear friends, welcome to my channel. Myself Gaur Bharat Kumar, working as assistant professor in the department of CSC. In the database management systems course, the next concept is domain and data dependency. In this, we have different types of dependencies are available. So before we are moving to the types of dependencies, now we will see small introduction about the what is the meaning of domain, what is the meaning of data, what is the meaning of dependency. So coming to the domain, already we know the information regarding the domain, what are the domain constraints. Already in the previous sessions we have discussed about this concept. Here please observe the age field. Here the age is related to the integer data type, but in the last tuple, that means the id 1004 is the age is filled by the character. So that this is related to the domain constraints. So what is the meaning of domain? Each and every field, each and every cell, we will simply call as the domain. A domain is a unique set of values. Those cells are replaced with the values. Suppose we will consider id field. In that id column we will fill those cells with the help of any integer data types. Suppose we will consider the name field. In that name field we will fill the cells with the help of any names like Tom, Johnson, like that. So here domain is a unique set of values permitted for an attribute in a table. So for example, suppose we will consider the month of year. Can I accept what is the meaning of month? Definitely with the help of January, February, like that only. Suppose a domain of integer can accept whole numbers that are either negative, positive, and zero. Okay, so this is the meaning of domain. Already we know what is the constraints in the domain constraints can be defined as a set of as the definition of valid set of values for an attribute. So already at the time of table creation we will mention that field is related to which data type. Definitely with the help of those data type we will replace the values. Different data types are character, integer, like that. Attribute have specific values in a real world scenario. Every attribute is bound to have a specific range of values. Suppose we will consider the integers. Otherwise here I will consider one small example. Age cannot be less than 0. So definitely at the time of age we will mention either 1, 2, 3, like that. Minus 10, minus 9, that is not a good manner. Suppose we will consider the telephone number field. Definitely we will fill all the 10 digits. Each and every mobile number maintains the 10 digits. That's why definitely we will maintain the 10 digits. So those digits definitely only the digits are 0 to 9 only. Okay, that is the meaning of domain. This is only introduction about that what is the meaning of domain and data. So data, actually what is the meaning of data? Data means any information. Data is a collection of facts and figures that can be processed to produce information. Mostly data represents recordable facts. Here data aids in producing information which is based on the facts only. Here I will consider one small example. If we have data about marks obtained by all the students, we can then conclude about toppers and average marks. So that is the meaning of data. So another definition for data is simply data is a values or a set of values, like that. Now we will see what is the meaning of dependency. Dependence means definitely each and every son or daughter depending on the parents. So here also same meaning. Dependency is defined as a state of needing something or someone. So that is the meaning of dependency. So a data dependency means in the computer science it is a situation in which a program statement refers to the data of preceding statement. Suppose now my aim is to find out the value of c is equal to a plus b. In that situation definitely we want what is the meaning of a value, what is the value of b value. In that situation here a and b, here my aim is to find out the c value. In that situation definitely we will depending on the a and b values. What is the meaning of true data dependency here? Actually it is one instruction depends on the outcome of a previous instruction. Now we will see the example. So data dependency means here my aim is to find out the c is equal to a plus b. Now definitely I want what is the value of A and B. Okay, so A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. In that situation, what is the value of C? C is equal to 15. So here C is depending on the value of A and B. That is the meaning of data dependency. Now come to the true data dependency. Actually here one instruction depends on the outcome of a previous instruction. Now my aim is to find out the value of D. What is the value of D? Depending on the C. So but we don't know C here. But with the help of previous statement, so here C is equal to A plus B with the help of previous output. Okay, that is the meaning of true dependency. I hope all of you understand my point. Okay, so now we will discuss what are the different types of dependencies available in the DBMS. So actually here we have three different types of dependencies are available: functional dependency, fully functional dependency, partial dependency. In the functional dependency we have trivial and non-trivial functional dependencies are available, and here we have some axioms, that means properties of functional dependencies are available, and some secondary rules of are also available in the functional dependencies. Now we will see what is the meaning of functional dependency. So here, if the information stored in a table, okay, already we have some information available in the table. So now please observe the meaning of functional dependency here. Here we can uniquely determine another information in the same table. Okay, here we will consider only one table with the help of one information. Here we will find out the another information, then it is called as the functional dependencies. Consider it is an association between two attributes of the same relation. Okay, so here please observe one thing here: uniquely determine another information in the same table. Okay, so this is represented as P implies Q. Here the left side of functional dependency is P here. So here P is called as the determinant and Q is called as the dependent. Okay, so here simply we say that here P implies Q means Q is depending on the P. Okay, here P is the determinant and Q is the dependent. Suppose we will consider one small example, in that is the employee table. Here the attributes are employee ID, employee name, employee address. That means three fields are available. In this employee ID attribute can uniquely identify the employee name. Suppose we will say what is the employee name of 10. So in that situation, so employee ID attribute can uniquely identify the employee name attribute of employee table. So because if we know the employee ID, we can tell that employee name. Okay, in that situation we will say that employee ID implies employee name. Okay, here employee ID is the determinant and employee name is the dependent. Here the employee name is depending on the employee ID. Okay, suppose we will say the employee ID 10. Okay, in that situation what is the employee name? Based on the employee ID. Okay, now we will see the example, no problem. So now we will see one small example. Here I will consider the employee table, employee ID, employee name, employee age. So with the help of a previous slide, what is the previous slide? Employee ID implies employee name. Now please give me the answer. What is the employee ID E02? Okay, I mean what is the employee name of E02? Rohit. Okay, so here the employee name is depending on the employee ID. Okay, so in the above table, employee name is functionally dependent on employee ID because employee name can take only one value for the given value of employee ID. Therefore employee ID implies employee name. Here employee name is fully functionally dependent on employee ID. We will say that simply. So here employee name is dependent on the employee ID. Suppose what is the name of employee ID? 01. So Amit. Okay, here employee ID implies employee age also, correct, no problem, because in the employee ID we will maintain the unique information. If you want more explanation, please go through my previous video. Here I am, the video link is also provided. Okay, so now we will see another example. So in this I will consider 5 fields of information, 1 2 3 4 5 tuples. Here another information is also available, the sixth tuple. Please observe here. So here roll number implies name. What is the name of roll number 2 3 4 5? We will simply say that definitely we will identify. So but here vice versa, suppose I will say what is the roll number of particular name. What is the roll number of capital A? Here in the name field, capital A is 2 times repeated in the first row, and in the third row capital A is available. So in that situation some confusion is there. So those type of information is non-functional dependency. So here I am please identify what is the difference between functional dependence and non-functional dependence. Suppose the third one, roll number implies mocks. Okay, so what is the mocks of roll number 3? 78. Roll number 1, roll number 2, roll number 3, roll number 4, roll number 5. Definitely we will say what is the mocks of a particular roll number. Suppose we will consider the department employees course in that situation. So what is the course name of CSC? In the first field, the course name of CSC is C1 is available. In the third tuple, C2 is available. So which is the correct one? So we can't say. So in that situation, those is the type of information is called as non-functional dependency. Okay, please observe name comma mocks implies department. Suppose what is the department of name A, mocks 78. A comma 78 department is CSC. B comma 60 department is triple E. A comma 78 once again repeated. In the first tuple A comma 78 is available. In the third tuple also A comma 78 is available. But in those both these two tuples, the answer is CSC. So no problem here. So that's why this is called as the functional dependency. If you want more information regarding this, please watch my previous video. So here we have different types of different properties of functional dependencies are available. In the next session we will continue with this all the properties. Okay, up to now please take care. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.